I'm starting to realize more and more that baby showers are more prevalent in the Black community. We put a lot of emphasis on baby showers. We spend tens of thousands of dollars on these baby showers, fireworks, and this and that. And it's almost like a mini wedding. But every single time we're at these baby showers, either the woman is by herself and she's doing it alone, or she's there with the guy, but they're not married. That's typically the case. It's very rare that I see these extravagant baby showers between married couples. For some reason in our community, we have convinced ourselves that a baby is better than marriage. Like, it's okay to have a baby with your boyfriend. It's okay to have a lifelong commitment with your boyfriend, but you have to be prepared for marriage. You have to be in the right mind state for marriage. You have to be financially ready for marriage, when that couldn't be further from the truth. A baby is going to be around for the rest of your life. You're going to be connected to that other parent for the rest of your life. As much as you don't want to, you're going to be connected, because when you look at your baby, it's going to look like the other person. You're gonna be connected. So I don't think that we're afraid of commitment. It's just this weird brainwashing in our community to kind of keep families split, to keep broken homes going. Like, I feel like it's a whole nother conspiracy behind that, but that has to stop. Stop spending money on these baby showers if you're not married. Stop having babies if you're not even ready to be married. How are you ready to be a mom but you're not ready to be a wife? Like, what? Like, you could. My thing is, you can always opt out of a marriage. You cannot opt out of parenthood. That is not something you can opt out of.
I'm all for these conversations. I really am. However, if people aren't holding themselves to a standard to where they believe they have to get married and please God, or as being part of their moral compass, this is really not going to push them to get married. I mean, even when you start to talk about the nuclear family, there are a lot of people who have, who just don't see that as God's design or as necessary. So even though I agreed with what she's saying, with a lot of what she said in terms of why are we having so many baby showers and not marriages, I still believe in order for people, like if everybody just got married without understanding what marriage is about, who designed marriage, why it's important to have God in your life, why it's important to believe on Jesus Christ, then you'll just have a whole bunch of people getting married, having children, and then it all falling apart. And that type of dysfunction is just as dangerous. And I know someone might say, well, it's better for them to have both parents than to only have one. Well, if you have one parent up front, or you have two parents and then your parents end up divorcing within a short period of time, it ends up the same way. That same level of dysfunction ends up making things chaotic. So I think, yes, we need to speak to the fact that there are a lot of baby showers happening and the mother's either by themselves or they're not even married at all. And if the father's there, there's like no plan of marriage. But we also need to, in a sense, share with people the gospel of Jesus and why family and marriage and the nuclear home, why all of that matters. What's the purpose in it? Being able to point them to the difference in, God's plan and design as to why he wanted a husband and wife to be a father and a mother in a home versus just being a single mother or just being a single father or just having a baby, because there's a reason for it. There's a purpose behind it. And when a generation starts to do things outside of God's design, it becomes normal. It becomes culturally acceptable. And the dysfunction behind it shows up. So now we're at a place to where people aren't even getting married. They're just having children and telling them not to have a baby shower. You don't need to make it extravagant. You don't need to have no wings and meatballs and everything else. You don't need to do no major gender reveals. You just need to get married. That's not going to be sufficient. You need something that will not only, that's sustainable, like the gospel, that helps people's lives transform, presently and in the future, but something that opens their eyes to why this is wrong and this is right. Why just getting pregnant outside of marriage and having children is not the right way to do it, and why getting married and before having children is the right way to do it. That is sustainable. That has longevity. That will change things. I mean, somebody may say that's not an easy conversation because everybody don't believe in God. Just because they don't believe in God don't mean we should share. Shouldn't share the gospel. Shouldn't share the truth about how marriage came about and how marriage actually works. We still should do it. If they make a choice not to, then that's on them. But to just say don't do it, most people are going to do what they want. They're going to do what's normative in culture. And what's normative is if you haven't seen marriage, or if you're not following God and you don't have the conviction, even if you've seen marriage, like you'll just do what you want to do. Because it's like, well, I know my parents were married, but I don't want to get married, so I'm just going to have a family. So it has to be a deeper reason to help this be sustainable. Like I said, I agree with it, with a lot of what she said, but it's missing a major component. I think that major component is the gospel, which then gives a greater understanding of who designed marriage, why it's important, what makes it good, how does this help push back against dysfunction and destruction. It just, the conversation needs a little bit more context. I would also say, when she talked about, people having a problem with commitment and saying that you can't get out of parenthood, but you can get out of marriage. See, that's another problem. The idea that you can just get out of marriage and it's over is wild to me, because that's part of a normative thing in our culture, even like divorce celebrations. Like, I'm not saying anyone should stay in a marriage that's unhealthy. And when I say unhealthy, that's dangerous for you mentally, dangerous for you emotionally, and dangerous for you physically and spiritually. What I am saying, though, is to think that you could just jump out of a marriage is wild. That's not good. And there are a lot of damages. I've seen both men and women get divorced, and it is literally like a death, not to mention the effects that it have on the children. It's a real thing. We have to be mindful, but it all begins with, sharing the gospel, sharing the God who designed it all and why all of this matters. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, because y'all may see it differently from me, and I'm open to hearing what you have to say. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Stand on it, be strong.